Most people assume that I went vegan for the animals or for the environment or maybe for my own health. But the truth is, it wasn't for any of those reasons. I went vegan to try to save my fiance's life. This is the story of my vegan journey, and now I love to share this lifestyle because it's one that is truly rooted in community, in compassion, and in healing. If you are navigating plant-based eating, health struggles, or just need support on the vegan journey, I would love for you to join my free community on School, The Plant-Powered Path. The link is in the video description. Hello, my name is Sunny, welcome back to Vegan Sunny, and today I'm going to try not to cry. Almost 10 years ago, I was in love with someone who I thought I would spend my life with. We were best friends, we were partners in everything, and then one day, everything changed. He had been suffering in pain and not sure what was going on with his body, and after going to the emergency room after a severe incident, he received the worst news that you can hear from a doctor. Stage 4 cancer, terminal, no cure, 3 months to live. I remember hearing those words and feeling like the air left the room, like the ground had just dropped out from under me. He was strong, young, and full of life, and now suddenly, he was facing death. But instead of accepting that 3-month timeline, he decided to fight back. He decided to live. He did what I suggest everyone does when you're faced with a life-changing medical diagnosis. He got a second opinion, and then he got a third opinion. And then a doctor handed him a book. The book was called The China Study, and this book blew us both away. It shared resources on how plant-based food, just the food, was helping people reverse tumors, manage chronic diseases, and heal in ways that doctors didn't expect and couldn't otherwise explain. With nothing to lose, my partner went vegan overnight. He was committed to at least trying this lifestyle if there was even a 1% chance that it could reverse his tumor growth and give him back his life. He wasn't looking for a diet trend. He wasn't even trying to be compassionate towards animals. He just wanted to live. And I knew as his partner that I had to do it with him. We lived together, we ate together, we did everything together. And I wasn't anything close to vegan then. I loved fried chicken. I loved eating blocks of cheese. I loved going out for sushi. That was my favorite way to splurge. But I loved him more. And if there was a chance that I could do something to help him live longer, I was going to do it. Even if that meant learning how to cook vegan food, which to me basically sounded like learning how to cook alien food. Leave me a comment below if you've ever changed your diet or your lifestyle to help heal someone you love. I'd love to hear your story. Now, while my partner went vegan overnight, I still struggled with the transition. It took me a few months. I was cheating. I would go back to eating dairy, or I would slip up and have a sandwich with some meat in it. But eventually, within the first few months, I was eating completely vegan. And that 3-month period when the doctor said that would be the end of his life came and went. He still had cancer, but that 3-month clock ran out. He ended up living almost 2 more years filled with love and laughter and deep connections and a lot of plant-based cooking. His doctor said that his diet may have slowed the tumor growth, and I truly believe that it did give us more time together. Losing him back in 2017 was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to face. But the decision to go vegan is something that stuck with me. I see that as somewhat of his legacy. That's a decision that I never thought I would make before then, but that I never see myself turning back from. Being vegan has changed my life in more ways than I could have expected. After my partner died, I stayed vegan. Not because of grief or because of habit, but because I started to learn and understand the deeper why. Did you know that processed meats, for example, are classified as carcinogens by the World Health Organization? Things like pepperoni or salami or hot dogs are all known to cause cancer. And even though I was eating fish sushi for years, it wasn't until I was vegan that I learned that most fish contain toxic levels of heavy metals. And as someone who grew up eating a ton of dairy and heard the phrase that the hormones in soy are bad for you and the hormones in soy will cause breast tissue to grow in men, that was just ridiculous because the dairy that I was eating had way more hormones than anything plant-based I would eat. And not only that, but I was lactose intolerant, as is 60% of this country. For me, going vegan started as a necessity, but now it is a lifestyle of love. I reversed my anemia, I found joy in cooking again, and I stabilized my energy day to day just by eating a balanced plant-based diet. And the truth is, and what I want you to hear the most, is that you do not have to wait for a crisis to adopt a plant-based lifestyle. You can choose now for your health, for the planet, for the animals. It might be the best decision that you ever make. And if you need help along your journey, join my free community on School, The Plant Powered Path, where we share recipes, tips, and have community support for those on any stage of their plant-based journey. I went vegan because I felt like I had no choice. But I want you to feel like you do have the choice, and I want you to be as informed as possible while making that choice. Don't go vegan as a last resort, but as a first step towards empowerment, towards compassion, towards healing, and towards justice. Whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hanging out, you are welcome here. I want us to build a new food system together, one that's rooted in care and compassion and love for all beings. So I would love to know, what's your reason for going vegan, or why are you thinking about it? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Vegan Sunny, and turn on those notifications so I see you next time.